By the time I was a senior in high school, my hairline was cooked. Thank God I was able to find the information that I'm gonna give you guys, because without it, I'd probably be bald at this point. And so to make this guide as organized as possible, I'm gonna give you the most simple methods to do to the more extreme methods to do. Step one, your barber is a part of the problem. You know, most guys have a go-to barber, you know, barbers we've been going to since childhood, family, friends, you know, people who just been there when we needed them the most. But most guys fail to realize that a bad barber can become the biggest villain in your hair loss saga. And the reason why is because each barber has a different way of doing your edge up, and some barbers like to push your hairline back in order to compensate for a good edge up. So, you know, when a lot of guys are getting their shit pushed back, they're thinking, oh, is my fade looking right? Is my edge up looking crisp? But in reality, they're failing to realize that slowly but surely their hairline's getting way more pushed back than a fucking slope. Now, a good barber, someone that you know is certified, who's been checked a few times by someone who's been checked a few times, is gonna obviously have a better understanding of where your natural hairline is and keep it there. Check to see his work. If you see that everyone that goes to him has a mega mind ass forehead, why the fuck would you go to him? On top of that too, I would take a before and after picture of your hairline and just continue to take pictures of it over time, because you'll see if he's pushing it back or not. This might sound a little extreme, but unless I really, really trust a barber, I'm not getting an edge up no more from him. Most hair problems can easily be accelerated with a bad barber. Step two, grow your hair out or invest in hair follicles. Yes, growing your hair out like fucking Thor is not gonna solve all your problems, because it's not the true thing that's causing the hair loss, but having the ability to grow your hair out can definitely help camouflage a lot of the things that you guys are insecure about. The key thing that you should know about camouflaging your hair is that you need to find the right hairstyle that matches your head. Like, you can't decide to, you know, grow an afro out with the wrong head shape and your hairline's already fucked. It's just gonna look even worse. You're gonna look like Stephen A. Smith. You wanna look like Stephen A. Smith? I don't. Even if you have like a more mature hairline, let's say you have like the Vegeta going on. That's not bad. Because this is the thing, you can have especially you white guys, you guys can have the worst hairline ever, and then you guys can slick it back, and then y'all always be saying you guys got mullets and you guys got all this cool fucking shit, and you guys are able to get away with it. But me, if I have a freaking, if even one of my corners bends back just a bit, y'all are on my ass. So use that to your advantage. If you guys have more like white hair, I would kind of say, I don't want to say white, that sounds fucked up. If you guys have that, you know, Mexican white kind of slick back kind of hair, I would just rock that out in a different style, honestly. If you're black and you're like me, you kind of gotta to do what you gotta do. You either gotta grow your hair out or invest in hair follicles. The hair follicles can be bought for anybody actually. You can be white, black, whatever your hair color is, they have a product for you. Pretty much you bring the spray up to your head, you spray it on your head wherever it's thinning at or wherever it's like looking like it's fading, and it will give you the appearance that it's thicker than it is. This is very inexpensive, probably costs you $30 for one little can. That can lasted me like 2 years and I didn't even finish it. Obviously it's not a permanent solution. It doesn't address the root problem, but it does give you guys a temporary solution that's innovative, very easy to use, and it gives you a temporary feel that you have a perfect hairline. The only downsides that I really felt from it was the fact that if it starts raining and you don't have grease in your hair to hold it in, it will drip out into your skin. So don't use that as a root solution. Just use that as a way to stack upon other methods, because it's gonna make it a lot easier to actually have hair than always fake having it. So let's meet DHT, the notorious culprit behind your hair loss. So DHT is a hormone derived from testosterone. It binds to the hair follicles, making them become weak and eventually falling out of your head. One of the easiest ways that I found to combat DHT is changing your shampoo. And the reason why I'm using this shampoo in particular is because one of the main ingredients in it helps fight off the DHT from binding to the hair follicles. So this shampoo is highly recommended. I'm gonna leave all the links to the products in the description, so make sure you check those out. I try to use it at least once a week just to make sure that it's obviously blocking the DHT. This shampoo here does cost a little bit more than an average shampoo would. A lot of you guys are still on that 3-in-1 bullshit. If you guys are still using 3-in-1 in 2023, you got a lot bigger problems to worry about than freaking hair loss. But why stop there? Let's talk about some oils that I found that help block DHT naturally. So the only oil that I'm using in my hair routine at this point is Evan Alexander's Stimulated Hair Oil. This product here has a lot of the essential ingredients that I talked about. It has pumpkin oil, it has rosemary, peppermint, all that stuff in here. It's very organic, very good product to get. If you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, I recommend this product heavily. I started noticing once I started using this product here that my hair is getting a little bit thicker and thicker by the month. So the third natural thing that I use when it comes to combating hair loss is my dermaroller. And essentially the point of the dermaroller is that you use it on your scalp wherever you're thinning at, and it helps promote hair regrowth. When you mix this with the oils and the shampoo that I just mentioned, it's gonna give you a lot better chance of recovering your hairline on a natural basis without any side effects. So the only thing with the dermaroller is that you gotta be very careful. Number one, I only use it once a week. I don't go too hard on it. I might go like 9 times on where the hair loss spots are at, and then 9 times in the other direction. I don't press it too hard. I also make sure I clean it with rubbing alcohol after I'm done for each use. And I try to only use it like 12 times at a time. So 12 weeks pretty much you get out of one. Step 4, apply Minoxidil twice a day. Minoxidil, AKA Rogaine, was and it still is the biggest game changer for my hair that I've ever experienced. It's been proven clinically to help promote hair growth and stop hair loss. It's a great product to have. It's easy to get. The side effects are not bad. It's very, very simple to use. I can't express how good this product is. You know, a lot of times there's a bad stigma about Rogaine, like, oh, you need to go get on Rogaine. This motherfucker will fix most of your problems if you apply it with the rest of the solutions. This is the bomb. You know, it may be a little bit expensive over time. Like I think you pay $50 for a 3-pack, which is 3 months of supply. As always, when it comes to medicines and things of that nature, you don't need to get this over the counter. You can go to Target and buy it. But I always recommend talking to a doctor before you get on it, just because, you know, there's some side effects that are there. The only really major side effect I've had from Minoxidil is 2 things. Sometimes it can make me feel groggy if I put too much in my hair. And then the other thing, I sometimes get heart palpitations from it. So just be aware that too much Minoxidil will give you some weird side effects. Nothing that's gonna really throw you out the loop, but still something you should notate before you get on it. I feel like if you guys use this with the other 3 steps that I mentioned, this will solve a lot of you young dudes' hair problems. Step number 5, Finasteride. So this is probably the strongest tool in our hairline revival journey. Finasteride is the big powerhouse when it comes to stopping hair loss. It pretty much stops DHT in its tracks. It has the ability to regrow hair at a tremendous rate. This product here is a true definition of a double-edged sword. Finasteride, also known as Propecia, is generally an oral medication that you take in order to stop hair loss. Funny enough, I use Finasteride, but I only use it topically to help deal with the side effects that you'll get from it. So this is the thing with Finasteride. It essentially lowers your DHT levels to the point where it can stop hair loss. The downside of lowering any sort of testosterone is that it gives you weird side effects such as low libido, making you depressed, all different things that come with lowering your testosterone. So I would advocate that any guy who's even using Finasteride should be working out consistently, getting a good night's sleep, doing things that naturally boost your testosterone, because this thing can take a toll on your testosterone, putting you in a really low space mentally and physically. But the benefits that I've noticed from my experience have been really good. I stopped really shedding. I used to shed a lot during April, May. Nowadays, I'm not really shedding very much, especially not in the front part of my hairline. I haven't had any side effects that I know of. I would recommend you guys do the other 4 solutions before trying this one. And then this one should be like the last resort, so that way you guys can, not have to deal with any side effects from trying to get your hair back. But this is one of the best options if all else is failing. Step 6, the last resort. So unfortunately, not all of us are gonna be running across this information at the same time. Some of us are gonna be having a full set of hair, having a few things shed every now and then. A lot of us will watch this video before our hair gets too bad. Others may run across the information and their shit might be pushed back to goddamn Mars. Either way, if you come to a point in time and your hair is pretty much done for, there's 1 of 2 things you can do. Number 1, you can shave your hair off and at that point completely go bald. And then number 2, you can invest into a hair transplant. Do some research on what you want to do. But again, I want to advocate one thing. You have to know how you'll look being bald or having no hair or having some hair. I'm going to give you guys a recap on all the methods just so that way you guys can pick and choose which ones are best for you. So first thing you can do is change your barber. Step number 2 is to make sure you grow your hair out, change hairstyles, or invest in hair follicles. Step 3 is to naturally help hair regrowth by using a dermaroller, essential oils, and DHT-blocking shampoo. Number 4 is investing in Minoxidil. Number 5 is to start using Finasteride and ultimately help block DHT from destroying your hair. Step number 6 is the last resort. You can always shave your head down or just overall get a transplant. Bundling up these methods together will give you the best chance of fixing your hairline, while on top of that, giving you the best chance to stop hair loss altogether. Lastly, I'll say that I'm not a professional when it comes to hair loss. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anyone like that. I'm just a man who's making a guide on what worked for me, and hopefully you guys find value in this video. With that said, I'm always posting self-improvement content on here. I'm the most underrated content creator on the space right now, and holla back at me. Peace.